We left off with John Spartan finally being unfrozen in the year 2032, trying to acclimate to the situation.
I had a wife. What happened to my wife?
Her light was extinguished in the big one of 2010.
Yeah, the Great Recession was fucking brutal. He asks about his daughter, who is probably in her 50s by now, but it's made clear there's no time for that. He's been thawed because Simon Phoenix is out there murder-death-killing his way through the city. Something I would be doing when I found out what I'd woken up to.
Smoking is not good for you, and has been deemed that anything not good for you is bad, hence illegal. Alcohol, caffeine, contact sports, meat.
Well, this is California. Spartan is not interested in going after Phoenix again, considering what happened last time, but it's a condition of his parole. Go after Phoenix or get frozen again and wake up to an alcoholic robot and a chick with one big eye and two big knockers. So he gets changed and hits the bathroom, only to be greeted by a surprise.
I'm happy that you're happy, but the place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
There's been much speculation about the 3 seashells that have replaced toilet paper in the future. The problem I've found with many of the theories is that they approach this problem backwards. They ask how you can use a seashell in order to wipe your ass to answer the question. You should approach this from a forward perspective of why would you choose to use a seashell to wipe your ass? Not to mention the hygiene problems many suggestions present. Do you want to be rubbing a rough object over a delicate area of your body with something that 1,000 strangers have shat upon? Lastly, it doesn't address that TP may need to report for duty when the work is in the front. So, coming at it from function leading to form, the 3 seashells are switches for a built-in bidet. Pull the first shell forward and it starts spraying in the back, and pull it again to stop. Second shell sprays in the front. Third shell blows warm air to dry your downstairs. They use or resemble seashells for aesthetic reasons. They likely started as a trio of plain switches, and someone put seashells on it and it caught on to become the standard, like the way the claw feet on a freestanding bathtub often resembles animals' feet. It's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm aware it's just a throwaway joke without an answer, but you can't discuss the film and not address this most well-known element. Of course, there's alternative approaches.
Thanks a lot, you shit
for repeated violations of the verbal morality statute.
So much for the seashells.
Rage Against the Machine. They explain how the chips work next.
While you were sleeping, everyone in the city was installed code. Sensors all over the city can zero in on anyone at any time.
I can't even conceive a visual of what you police officers did before it was developed.
We work for a living. This fascist crap makes me want to puke.
John Spartan is an off-the-rack action cop, but I like the implications of that single line. The fact that he's of the to hell with procedure, you're a loose cannon, etc., stems not from a desire to stop the bad guys, but the desire to protect people. It's not exactly the same thing. Usually on a sliding scale of freedom versus security, this archetype slides towards security. Spartan pushes the other way, though. Make my job harder if that's what it takes to avoid treating people like they live in a human hive. Well, the chief has turned this over to the Bat computer to solve.
It is determined he will attempt to set up a new drug lab and form a crime syndicate.
Let's table that point for now, but we'll come back to it. Spartan knows this thing is wrong. Phoenix's first priority is to get his hands on a gun, which in 2032 is impossible. The only place to even exist is in a museum, which is where Phoenix is right now.
The earthquake of 2010.
His Spanish was a lot more convincing. He heads into the Hall of Violence to find himself a new toy. Meanwhile, after Spartan embarrasses himself thinking he can drive the fancy new cars that run on gel, he lets Huxley drive, during which she plays popular music of the day, old commercial jingles. You laugh, but there were a few back in the day that I actually kind of liked. Having a car with no tape deck meant listening to a lot of radio driving to school at IIT. Well, while he's listening to Armor Hot Dogs, Armor coincidentally having a college of technology at IIT. Phoenix is already near the end of his quest. Just needs to defeat the Glass to claim guns with infinite ammunition. Luckily for him, a stranger is able to help. Who knew the Hall of Violence was an interactive exhibit? He gets some standard firearms, but realizes there's probably ray guns or something and goes to get one of those too. Of course, there's a new problem.
The last produced handheld weapon of this millennium displaced the flow of neutrons through a non-linear cycloid electromagnetic accumulator.
So what, it needs batteries?
You're being silly. Obviously, it just plugs into a USB port to recharge.
Excuse me, museum patron. Can I... Well, where's the Radio Shack?
Oh, I haven't the heart to tell him. Meanwhile... Fucking Morlocks. Spartan's probably not happy. He's likely bringing a stick to a gunfight. But it does have a certain charm. Well, he's going in alone. He doesn't seem big on the whole team thing. And even if he did, this probably wouldn't be that team. You don't want your backup trying to psych themselves up by singing, "From the land of sky blue waters, waters, hems the beer refreshing." Yeah, this quickly devolves into a gunfight. Actually, I don't even think it devolved. A gunfight came out fully formed, like Venus rising from the surf, only with less boobies and more lead. Ah, using environmental attacks. Very good. That doesn't kill Phoenix, though, so Spartan has to chase after him. Only the space gun has finished charging its capacitors or whatever, so this has to go to melee if Spartan wants to survive. Except that's how he's learned the hard way that Phoenix has had an upgrade, somehow able to kick the shit out of him like some kind of ninja master. He manages to hold his own a bit, but in the end he's forced to take cover in an old shop, allowing Phoenix to escape to the surface, only to run into Dr. Cocteau, wearing what I can only imagine the Pope would if he were a Jedi. Well, he has a rather unexpected run-in with Phoenix, but it's the latter who's more surprised, because he can't seem to kill this guy no matter how much he tries. As in, he keeps stopping himself, which I think Cocteau is using the old papal mind trick on him. Blessed are the peacemakers, move along. Instead, Cocteau circles around Phoenix, reminding him there's someone to kill, which is so important I almost forget that I'm watching a scene featuring Nigel Hawthorne and Wesley Snipes. I mean, what's next? Ben Affleck's Batman opposite of Dara O'Brien as Hugo Strange? Crap, bad example. Now I can't stop thinking about how much I want that. Spartan shows up and Phoenix runs off, so Cocteau credits Spartan's arrival for sparing him from becoming the latest victim. The captain also arrives and gradually fills his obiness in on the idea of thawing out Spartan to catch Phoenix again. So as thanks for saving his life, Cocteau wants to make a small gesture.
I would like to invite you to join me to dinner tonight. The both of you. Please, I insist. I would like you to accompany me to Taco Bell.
I can't wait to see Spartan's reaction when he sees the talking chihuahua. That's when he finds out that Cocteau was the man behind the Crowd prison in the first place, as well as the architect for their society. So it's likely all the city's big shots will be there tonight too. So that sucks. Meanwhile, the question of tracking down Phoenix still looms.
We can just wait for another code to go red. Then when Phoenix performs another murder-death-kill, we'll know exactly where to pounce.
That's exactly what I expect from someone who looks like a Nazi doctor. As this is the last option of all of them, I'm calling this my final solution. Well, more good news on the way to Taco Bell.
The Schwarzenegger Library?
Yes, the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library.
No, we could do worse. Actually, we have done worse. Huxley explains that Taco Bell emerged as the last restaurant standing, so now all restaurants are Taco Bell franchises, even if they don't serve Taco Bell cuisine. I admit my delight in the lounge singer crooning the Jolly Green Giants jingle. It is a great payoff to the prior gag. So the pair join the others at the table, and fast and you can say, ho ho ho. Cocteau is trying to impress upon Spartan the benefits of their society, how much things have improved in ways that should appeal to a man of law and order. Spartan is an X factor in Cocteau's plans, but I think he's hoping to turn that to his advantage, to make him an ally. Phoenix is a good stooge because it's easy to compel a casual killer to kill someone, but having Spartan in his back pocket offers options. What he doesn't know is that Spartan is not sympathetic to him because of the cryosleep. He led a living nightmare that whole time and naturally resents that Cocteau was the unwitting architect of that nightmare. Cocteau's denial of the experience prompts Spartan to vent about everything he's lost being displaced like this, something unappreciated.
What would you say if I called you a brutish fossil, symbolic of a decayed era, gratefully forgotten?
I don't know. Thanks.
Can't argue with that. I like that she looks around the table to make clear that this is about being the center of attention. This is about validating her. What a bitch. This is cut short when Spartan spots the activity outside and knows it's likely something criminal. It's Edward Friendly's people, but Spartan has no clue who they are and tries to stop them. And after some showmanship, succeeds. Only to then discover that this robbery is for food. You don't usually have an organized gang raiding for food. Not unless civilization has collapsed or the Tricks Rabbit has finally had enough of those kids and their bullshit. Cocteau introduces them as the Scraps, outcasts and deserters. To be serious a moment, there's two reasons that a group like Edgar Friendly's would carry out a raid for food. To feed a starving underclass, or to feed a revolutionary army. The question is, which is it?